Welcome to Procurement Says No, episode 15. Good morning, Eduardo.
Ooh, good morning. We've made it to 15. Can you believe it? That's quite amazing, really. Well, we're still talking to each other after a year.
And it's a year, yes. A year of Procurement Says No. Gosh.
Absolutely, yeah. Just about at our anniversary, I think.
Wow, fantastic.
Is that paper anniversary or?
I think it's P. I need to pee.
I need to pee.
It's now AI need to pee. Following the excitement of the last couple of episodes where we talked all about AI stuff.
Yes.
But this time, Ed, we're going to return to one of our favourite a topic of lists. Lists for everything. We have many more lists. Return to Listmania.
Oh. If we were one of those WWE or those monster truck things, we'd do this. We'd be on TV and the screen would shake and there'd be a roar of noise, but we're not on TV and we can't afford the sound effects. So just get excited, folks, at Listmania.
And we've also got the news and we've also got Ask Rich and Ed, but not necessarily in that order.
Very good.
But first, the news. And this is from Procurement magazine. And it's a list. Oh,
Woo!
This is the top 10 ethical procurement companies by Aaron McMillan. You're going to love this, Ed. And in this episode, we're going to introduce a new piece of machinery, which has been patented by the Cheetah Institute. It's the bullshit thermometer of news.
Oh, you can't say bullshit. You have to say BS.
Oh, the BS thermometer of news.
Ooh. Does it go up to 100 or the Fahrenheit scale, whatever that is?
I think it's the Fahrenheit scale. Here we go. At number 10, Patagonia. Revenue $1.5 billion US. The clothing brand Patagonia is well known for its environmental and social responsibility, working closely with its suppliers to ensure they are treated ethically and receive fair wages in safe working conditions and reasonable long hours. No, and reasonable working hours.
With children?
No
children?
No children. Number 9, Ben & Jerry's.
Ooh.
$450 million US revenue, 999 employees. Ben & Jerry's, the beloved ice cream company renowned for its quirky flavours and social activism, has long been committed to ethical procurement practices.
Even though it's owned by Unilever. On our thermometer of hot being, I'm not sure I believe it, whereas cool, it's a cool company. I think they're a little bit on the hot side.
Slightly warmish. Warm ice cream. It's not going to work, is it?
A little bit.
Suspect. At number 8, it's IKEA or however you want to pronounce it. $51 billion US revenue, 219,000 employees.
Oh my Lord.
The Swedish furniture giant has a supplier code of conduct which sets clear standards for ethical, social and environmental standards, strong investment in sourcing sustainable materials, including responsibly sourced wood and renewable materials, and a commitment to renewable energy, Ed.
Oh,
boom.
Well, they sound quite cool, don't they, I think?
Quite cool. Cool Scandi. Scandi cool.
Yes. There's probably a special Scandinavian word for it.
Scandi cool.
That'll do.
At number 7, we've mentioned them already, it's Unilever.
Boo!
Revenue, $64 billion US, 128,000 employees. Unilever, a multinational consumer goods company, focuses on ethical procurement to ensure its products are sourced responsibly.
Not convinced.
At number 6, Capgemini. Revenue.
Oh, come on. A consultancy? What do they buy?
Revenue, $24 billion US, 360,000 employees, and lots of data centers requiring a lot of electricity and energy. Capgemini strives to source materials and services responsibly. Blah, 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 blah.
Bing,
Bing, bing, bing, bing, bing, bing.
bing, bing, somewhere in the middle. 60 degrees Celsius, something in Fahrenheit that's warm.
Number 5, L'Oreal.
Oh.
$44 billion US revenue, 87,000 employees. L'Oreal is committed to sourcing ingredients and materials responsibly, ensuring that they meet high ethical and environmental standards because they're worth it.
They are.
Well, they don't test on animals anymore.
Good.
They did that. They stopped doing that a long time ago, didn't they?
Yes.
So that's nice. Although their products are tested on animals when they're on sale in China, apparently.
Oh, nice. Is that just for the cruelty, is it? Or
just to add a bit of extra cruelty.
You say cruelty-free, doesn't it? In China, does it say full of cruelty?
It says, here's a bunny wearing mascara. Number 4, Coca-Cola. Revenues of $45 billion US dollars, employees 79,000. The Coca-Cola company prioritizes responsible sourcing, ensuring suppliers adhere to environmental and social standards. It promotes fair labor practices, human rights, blah, blah, blah. And as we heard last time, it's also estimated that they might be responsible, according to one report, for 11% of all plastic pollution.
So what do we think about that? So what happens to the plastic product? So it's all right looking up your supply chain, but what about the outcome at the end of the day? When you're walking around your countryside lanes and there's bottles.
At number 3, Salesforce. Revenue $34 billion US dollars, employs 79,000. Salesforce prioritizes environmental sustainability and procurement. It's just this, isn't it? It minimizes its footprint by choosing suppliers with sustainable practices. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So what does it do about its carbon offset then for its data centers?
Don't know. At number 2, Ecolab. Revenue $15.3 billion US dollars, 48,000 employees. Ecolab is a company that focuses on providing water, hydrogen, and energy technologies and services.
They probably fit the credentials, don't they? So they're probably quite cool. They're probably around about 5 degrees.
We think they're cool. Ecolab strive to minimise their environmental footprint and promote social responsibility. Rah, 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 rah. And at number 1, scarcely believable, Accenture.
Just what a load of nonsense.
With $64 billion US dollar revenue, a scarcely credible 733,000 employees. Accenture is renowned for its ethical procurement practices. Accenture's procurement function extends beyond traditional activities, encompassing contractor sourcing, ventures, payables management, and sustainability initiatives. Wow!
Hot on the thermometer of doom. So they're shipping consultants and advisors around the world on aircraft, burning lots of carbon in an ethical way.
In an ethical way?
Yeah. The power of cash, I think, for that survey. The power of money. Ethics go out the window in the pursuit of profit.
That's the president.
Hello, Mr. President.
He's
persistent.
Still ringing. Any news from you, Eduardo?
We've talked about CIPS and what's going on. They've launched a brand strategy.
Ooh.
They've issued this brand strategy via their website to their members, asking for their members to basically suggest their brand.
Oh,
It's a bit unusual, really, I think.
that is a bit unusual.
Then you define the brand within the organisation. You might test it with some little groups of people, all that stuff that we see in politics and various other places, focus groups and such like. But yeah, so they've got a branding strategy.
Perhaps their new brand is going to be all about comms and news and that.
Possibly, yeah. But I don't. Looks a bit lost to me. Oh, and in further news, we are big in Oman.
Big in Oman tonight. Big in Oman. All right. We're big in Oman.
Exactly. So there is a song there, folks. We are number 36 in Oman in the management podcast list last week.
Oh, gosh. There you are.
Why would you be listening to us in Oman?
Why wouldn't you be listening to us in Oman? More like.
Anyway, if you're in Oman, move us up the charts. We're number 36. We want to be number 30 at least. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Let's get us into the top 30.
Yes. The other thing I've noticed is more on AI. I like AI.
I do. I love AI as well. AI need to be.
Yeah, exactly. So CAPS, and I like CAPS.
Oh God, yes, you love CAPS.
My favourite. CAPS recently, within the last week or two, basically put out a top uses for generative AI in procurement.
Oh, sounds like a list.
Sounds exciting. Generative AI. It sounds like it's a bit creative, doesn't it? What's the number one use of generative AI in procurement?
No.
Is it cleaning spend data? I mean, there's been spend analysis around since the 90s. In fact, I worked for a company at the turn of the century where that's what we did. Clean spend data, that was the top use for generative AI at 38%. Sounds to me like a renaming of analytics and data cleansing. Number 2, and I like this one. So number 2, 29%, analysing market and category intelligence.
Right.
So that sounds to me like a proper use of generative AI, pulling data from the market.
And creating a little report all about the market.
Exactly. So what's going on with my purchase of, I don't know, castings, and I'm in the motor industry, pull that together in a 2-pager, that would be really helpful. And then the third one, the power of AI, use chat to help users through requisitions, guided buying, etc. Oh, crikey. What? We've evolved to this state so that we can have a chatbot to help you with your requisition.
Do you know the cost centre? Yes or no? Sorry, I didn't understand that. Do you know the cost centre?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Your problem is now solved. Bye.
Goodbye.
So, yeah, it's just not being used appropriately. If being used, I mean, I think we're cynical about actually what people are saying and whether they really are doing this, because I haven't seen anybody or heard of anybody using it to analyse market and category intelligence.
More news.
Just a couple of other snippets. Our procurement podcast is now the 19th best. It's moved up one place from 20th to 19th.
The 19th best, according to some bizarre algorithm.
Actually, from one of the platforms that produces podcasts. Yeah, so, and the other one is my consultancy business has been recognised as a leading consultancy and procurement consultancy. Woo! By consultancy dot something or other. Probably another made-up list.
Hurrah! And the last bit of news from me, and this follows on from the Lego job last time. It's also from Supply Chain Dive from S.L. Fuller, who says Dunkin Donuts supply chain vendor names procurement chief. National DCP, the supply chain management vendor for Dunkin Donut franchises, has appointed a new chief procurement officer. Yes, it's Harry Sinclair, who will be responsible for nearly $3 billion in spend targeted towards service level improvements for the Dunkin system. Operational improvements include strategic sourcing initiatives, infrastructure, and team development. Pass me a jammy one.
I tell you, if I worked for Dunkin Donuts, I wouldn't be able to stop eating them because they are absolutely gorgeous, but probably not good for the figure.
No.
Eat them in moderation, folks. Eat them in moderation.
There you are. That's Ed's tip for the top. If you want to stay fit and healthy, eat Dunkin Donuts, but not too many of them.
Yeah, moderately.
And that's the news. Now it's time for Ask Rich and Ed. And there's lots and lots of questions this time, Ed, and they're quite hard ones.
Oh, crackers.
Do you want to go first?
So this is from Lauren Verstappen in Melbourne in Australia. Rich, you've done this a few times, I think, in terms of CPO roles, where you've come in and made change. What advice would you give to a new purchasing leader joining a new employer? What would be your 90-day plan? What have you done in the same position?
That's an interesting question. Very exciting. Yes, you're right, Ed. I've done that a couple of times, and I've actually written notes about this in the past. Look at this. Notes with pictures and everything.
Well, our viewers can't actually see that, but it looked very comprehensive, Rich.
Yes. So I've done ones which were 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. This one's a 120-day one. It says 0 to 60 days, acclimatization. Main thing is meeting people, getting data, information, performance, visit key functional areas and sites, understand issues and opportunities in the category areas, understand the broader strategy and culture at the business, look at the existing initial planning or category strategies, look for potential quick wins, understand the team scope. 60 to 120 days, have a full review of the category spend areas with the team, understand the category management approach, look for opportunities and options in category areas for the tier 1, 2, 3 spend, whatever that is.
Ooh.
Have a look at your supply base and your supplier performance. Have a look at implementing further quick wins. Set up a SWOT team to look at more complex areas. Develop targets and specific KPIs and SLAs. and look for some feedback, stakeholder feedback. Developing overall category strategies, supplier performance, SRM processes, contract management, supply chain mapping, resilience, specification development, people development plan, stakeholder mapping, process review, blah, 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 blah.
Great stuff.
All that stuff, basically. Find out as much as you can, because you're going to get knocked off course. You'll have a 90-day plan, but actually you'll only get about half of it done, probably.
Yeah.
Stuff will happen that you have to just get on with.
Wise words, Rich. Wise words. I like the fact that you said at the start is about sort of feeling the climate, feeling the culture of the organisation, getting not driving straight in and putting your agenda on everything, but sort of listening and looking as well. Like people talk about listening skills, but sometimes looking around, seeing what you see and see the way that it works. What's the pace like? What's the culture like? Is it soft? Is it hard? How driven is it, etc.? I think that's quite important. Brilliant.
I remember when I joined one company that shall remain nameless, my first week there, and I asked for some spend information, and the procurement team didn't have any. Ooh, we don't have spend information. What would you want that for? Oh, right.
Have you got the answers? No, you're fired.
Anyway.
Yeah, perfect. Great question though, about the spend. When I first worked in procurement, I loved to know how much I spent because it was like a mark of, success, size of your ego, all that sort of stuff. But it was quite important,
It's bizarre not to know what your spend is. Anyway, right. Anyway. Question 2, Eduardo. And this one is from Jason Button in Canterbury in Kent in the UK. We operate a big fleet of vehicles for our service and maintenance engineers in the UK and spend about £5 million a year on fuel. I've been asked to identify opportunities to save costs. What do you suggest, Ed?
Well, I think there's a big opportunity here. I think a lot of people in procurement think that fuel can't be influenced. There are organisations out there, intermediary organisations that can help you with fuel cards. I won't name the companies, that have deals with many, not all, of the petrol or gas forecourts in the UK, for example, because we're talking about the UK here, including motorway services. So when you're on the motorway and you think, oh my Lord, that costs a fortune, I don't want to fill up there, I'd rather take the risk of running out of fuel. You don't need to if you have a fuel card because you get the best market deal through your card provider. So I think the first thing I'd do is I'd take your spend to a bunch of the fuel card providers and see what they can do for you.
Do you know what, Ed? I put that first on my list too.
Excellent. And then beyond that there's a whole range of things. I think telematics is...
I put that next on my list as well.
We're like twins. I think telematics, a lot of cars give you data on how they're doing from a fuel consumption point of view. If you've got some sort of commonality in your fleet, you can look at how heavy-footed your drivers are and start to see what's going on. Look at the fuel usage, look at miles per gallon, kilometres per gallon, look at what the patterns look like. But you can analyse all sorts of factors in the usage. The second thing is having a little bit of look at the vehicle fleet itself. Is it maintained well?
Oh, that was next on my list as well.
This is like a test, isn't it? This is a panel interview. Hey, Ed, what do you know about fuel buying? And then looking at the vehicles themselves. And I think, obviously with battery technology, there are some thoughts about whether you could save money there. But 5 million is a lot. And I think you could probably save 5 to 10%, possibly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I've put fuel cards, telematics, maintenance of fleet, check engine, training and efficient driving. You said about training. So lorry drivers, you don't drive up the arse of the car in front. Driving smoothly, speed regulation, stop-start engines, don't idle, all that stuff. And then the other one I've put on my list was about route scheduling and route optimization software. So you're not driving around the countryside.
Well, it's demand management, really, isn't it, in procurement terms? But good to see that we're thinking alike.
Fools seldom differ.
Yeah, it's like groupthink. Don't believe a word we say. Next one I've got from Sebastian Vettel in Vienna, Austria. I'm pressed to use our electronic auction tool with our suppliers. It's not named which tool it is, and have been set a target of running at least 2 auctions a month. What do you recommend, Rich?
Gold. That's a bit of a throwback, isn't it? It was the very in thing to do, wasn't it? 10 years ago? Auction everything. Just auction it. Doesn't happen so much now, does it, really? Are we over the auction thing? I don't know.
Don't know, really.
So, well, it depends what you look after, Sebastian. Maybe you look after, I don't know, racing car parts,
Ooh.
For example. But it depends what categories you look after, Sebastian. Some are more suited than others. Though, all things can be auctioned, just with care, I would say. Best focus is probably on those things with low risk commodity items, the old Kraljic matrix, which we've talked about before. Look at the leverage stuff, basic stuff, office supplies, some FM stuff, electrical components, the RS components, CEF type stuff. But I have heard of people auctioning more complex stuff like legal services. I can't remember who it was. Was it somebody from Unilever or someone like that? So they had auctioned legal services, which can go down badly with your stakeholders. You're seen to be commoditizing something which they are holding very dear to them in terms of professional services. But yeah.
You know what I think?
What do you think, Ed?
Measure outcomes, not the process.
Yeah.
So saying 2 auctions a month is meaningless.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bill, I absolutely agree with all the stuff you said, Rich, but telling somebody they must run so many events is managing a part of the process activity. It's not the outcome. I think I'd be much more inclined to say as a target, I want to see a saving from auctions of X.
Yeah.
And let the category managers, as you've just described, thinking about Kraljic and have a think about what's best, and then drive towards a target number as a measure of value, not a number of activities.
And there's some things where you can just auction and auction and auction and auction, just have a monthly auction if it's just a really commoditized item. But you've got to be careful on this stuff.
Yeah. No, agreed. Agreed. Good answer.
The next one is from Roland Prost, who is in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Do you have any thoughts, Ed, on Amazon Business as a supplier? Are they worth using in business, or are they just for consumers? If I do use them, what do I need to consider?
First thing to say is Amazon Business is both for business and for consumers, and their numbers are stratospheric for supply to businesses. So yes, they are somebody who you would use in business. But to my mind, you use them just like you would any other supplier. They're a supplier. They're just like Staples for office supplies or Granger for MRO. Okay. So the first thing is to think of them as a supplier, generally goods, not services. So I think from my perspective is, yes, Amazon Business are a possible supplier. They have huge leverage. From what I've seen, they have great pricing because of that sheer leverage. They're also good at things like IT kit, particularly peripherals.
Peripherals, yeah.
I've seen some cases where you can save 20 to 40% against the normal corporate deal from the existing supplier, but not always. They happen to have a different reputation in the marketplace because they're ginormous and they're so successful. You can use them with purchase orders. You can use them through purchasing cards or whatever, credit cards, etc.
Dead easy to use. Yeah, we started using them at my last place, and they were very good, very efficient.
Yeah.
And it was, from a user experience, it is just like using, Amazon B2C. Lots of good spend info, good logistics. Pricing was usually competitive. Yeah. Only one warning on this one. I'll put a government warning.
Ooh.
They will take over the world, Amazon, and eventually they will be the only place that we can buy things. It will be like Buy and Large on Wall-E. You start with yogurt and men's suits, and pretty soon you've got world global control of all governments through mass consumerism.
You heard it here first.
That's the downside.
Yes. But don't be afraid yet. Next question, Rich. Short one. This is from Vicky Lauder in Nuremberg in Germany. How many suppliers should I have? And what is a good target to aim for? I love these very open-ended questions for you, Rich.
Depends, doesn't it? Depends. But I mean, no matter how many suppliers you've got now or want in the future, it's about Pareto, isn't it? It's about focusing on the 20% of them that do probably 80% of the spend and getting them working well and performing well. Once upon a time, we were all about supplier rationalization, weren't we? And single sourcing and then single low-cost country sourcing. And then it all went horribly wrong. Yeah. And everybody started to expand their supplier bases. So I don't think there's a right answer on this. That's just it's not straightforward because you don't know what's going to happen with global supply issues and wars and the next version of COVID. Different categories of different spend require different marketplaces.
And I think just to add to that is understand your market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're buying, we talked about stationery a minute ago, you could probably in one country get away with one stationery supplier and consolidate your spend. And maybe you could do it across multiple countries in mainland Europe, for example, or in the US, across Canada, US, and maybe even Mexico. But think about the category and think about the importance to you. Office consumable supplier goes bankrupt or something goes wrong in their supply chain, you can probably buy the stuff from somebody else pretty easily.
Yeah, the ease of switching is key to it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
precisely, Rich. Precisely. And if you're buying some, I don't know, really complicated widget that's critical to the product that you produce, then possibly you need more than one supplier to mitigate your risk, to your point. So I think there is no one answer to your point. There's a considered opinion based on what do I buy, what do my stakeholders want, what does the market look like, and then you think about how many suppliers and do it bottom up rather than top down, I think. So you could say, well, we only need 200 for indirects. Doesn't mean anything, does it? It's just made up.
Yep. Made up.
Yeah.
The answer there is, it depends.
Yes.
And that's the end. So, return to Listmania. We thought we'd talk more about some lists because we really enjoyed doing lists last time and there are so many lists. So today we're going to talk more about listy things.
Nice. Listmania.
Monster lists.
Yeah, monster list. Monster mania. Yeah, brilliant.
Listeria, Listmania, Listerine.
Super.
Let's talk more about lists. So, the 9 laws of procurement, Ed. Why has this come from and what's this all about?
This is from somebody on LinkedIn.
Someone on the internet.
Somebody on the internet put it together. I can't remember. I didn't make a note of his name, but fair dues to him. He came up with this really good list, 9 laws of procurement, and there's some really interesting stuff in here. I don't think we should go through all of them. It can be a bit dull, but you mentioned things like the Pareto principle, which we all know about, I think. Parkinson's law. This is number 3 in his list. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion.
Oh, yeah, very true.
How true is that? And the example there is if we set 6 months for a tender process, it will take at least 6 months. So why not try 6 weeks or 6 days? If you set yourself 5 years to implement your enterprise system, you'll take 5 years plus. If you say we've got to get it done in 6 months, you'll do it. And I think the outcome will be pretty much the same. Very, very true. I think anything you do, if you give yourself loads of time to do it, you'll fill the time.
Yeah, true.
So do it quick.
Yep. Next one. Eisenhower principle, the urgent important. What's urgent isn't important and what's important isn't urgent. Being aware of this can help effectively prioritize more strategic activities. Yeah, I think Mark talked about this, didn't he, about the legal stuff. The legal people tend to do the next thing on their list rather than the most important thing.
Yeah. There's a thing, therefore, about doing to-do lists. But, yeah, I think it's very true. Yeah.
What's this one? Twyman's law. Is that how you pronounce that? Twyman's law. Any figure that looks interesting or different is usually wrong.
Yeah.
Data outliers or surprising results should be treated with caution. If suppliers' price is significantly lower than others, it may indicate a misunderstanding of requirements. Indeed, yeah. Or they're trying to buy the business.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think they've misunderstood. I think if you put a tender out and everybody else comes back at $1 million and somebody comes back at 350,000 quid, you think,
hang on,
I think I need to have a chat with you about this and just make sure that understanding is clear because it's probably is a mistake. The market won't be that far out.
Yeah, we had a recent tender where I think it was one supplier came in at 60 grand, one came in at 2 or 3 came in at about 150 grand, and one came in at 500 grand. It was like, oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Anything else on this one? Law of diminishing returns. Benefits gained from something will represent a proportionally smaller gain as more energy is invested in it. In procurement, excessive focus on cost reduction or over-negotiation with a supplier may yield fewer benefits over time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And there's Hofstadter's law.
Who?
Hofstadter's law. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. It always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account this law. With so many variables and external factors, procurement project planning is especially difficult. Allow time to do a thorough job. Remember this law, i.e. build contingency, I think. Interesting. Yeah.
Good. Now, Marion Overvest from Procurement Tactics, he does a list every week, doesn't he? He's got several. They're all very similar. Procurement Tactics, 7 skills in supplier relationship management, strategic thinking, effective communication, negotiation skills, risk management, analytical skills, emotional intelligence, and adaptability. 7 skills in sustainable procurement, sustainable understanding, strategic sourcing, risk management again, stakeholder communication, data analysis, innovative mindset, and CSR and ESG integration. Whatever. List of hats that procurement professionals wear.
Oh dear, this is a little bit boring.
chief negotiator, quality controller, chief supply chain, finance expert, sustainability hero, sourcing specialist, budget planner, admin expert, supplier contact point, good cop, bad cop, forecasting wizard, and compliance expert. Yeah, right. Whatever.
Blah, 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 blah.
7 skills in chat GPT and AI. Grasping chat GPT and AI basics, data analysis, interpretation, ethical use, and bias mitigation. Oh, I'm going to stop there. That's dull.
Boring. I tell you what, I've got a good list for you.
Come on.
This comes from Sky News.
Oh, come on then.
And this isn't really about procurement, but I liked it. Things that will never happen, but did.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. So here we go. Never happened. So in 1995, Robert Medcalf, who's the founder of 3Com, considerably massive organisation, he said the internet is a fad. It's a flash in the pan.
Oh, he was wrong.
He was wrong. And in fact, in 1999, at the International World Wide Web Conference, he got a copy of the press release he'd done from 1995 saying that the internet was just a fad. He mixed it with some liquid and drank it. He truly ate his words.
Ah, very good. Very good.
Got another one for you?
Yeah.
In 1946, Daryl Zanuck, who was the film producer at 20th Century Fox, the filmmakers, movie makers, he said that people will tire of television.
Taken a while.
People will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box every night. According to Ofcom, UK adults spent nearly a third of their waking hours watching television and online video content in 2020.
Watching screens, yeah.
Yeah, a third of their time. Californian biologist Bernard Strahler sounded a warning in 1974 saying that humans would soon live to 150 years old.
Life expectancy is actually... Is it the rate of increase is falling or the actual life expectancy is falling?
It's going backwards. It's falling because of, I think, because of diet and obesity.
Particularly in the West, yeah.
I think in the Western world. And then in the year 1900, writing for Ladies' Home Journal, John Elfreth Watkins, the curator of mechanical technology at the Smithsonian Institute, so obviously a clever guy, I suspect. He looked forward 100 years and he predicted the demise of the letters C, X, and Q.
C, X, and Q.
He said they will be abandoned because unnecessary. Well, not very good language there. Obviously, he wasn't very good at writing himself.
Well, that's because he was spelling unnecessary without a C in it.
Well spotted. Unnecessary, he wrote, predicting newspapers would have spearheaded a move to phonetic spelling and Russian would be the world's second language.
Oh, he was wrong.
Well, not according to Mr. Putin.
Right. I've got a list here. Another CAC one. Coaching for Procurement's 5 stages of aligned procurement strategy. This doesn't even mean anything. Stage 1, self-awareness. Stage 2, relationships. Stage 3, vision. Stage 4, strategy. Stage 5, action. Yeah, whatever.
What? I think he's got that wrong. Isn't it vision first? Doesn't everything start with a vision or a view of what you want to achieve rather than thinking about how you're going to do it?
Everything starts with your vision of Madonna. That vision that you keep getting.
What, early Madonna or more recent surgeried Madonna?
I think it's borderline.
So for our listeners there, I'm just doing a very stilted face to Rich at that point.
Your face doesn't move. And another one from Procurement Tactics again, the 11 procurement trends for 2024. This one is according to experts, Ed.
Experts.
In 2024, procurement will elevate business. There will be 3 fundamental shifts driving this transformation, fueling 11 defined procurement trends. First, procurement needs to innovate. Second, the way procurement operates will be reinvented with a focus on driving value for its customers and suppliers. And finally, procurement is stepping up to champion meaningful change in the world.
I'm just like, yeah.
Stunned silence. Theme 1, procurement innovation, which includes Fast integration of AI in procurement, conversational AI leading to increased productivity, supplier development to counter supply chain disruptions. No shit, Sherlock. Theme 2, transforming the operational procurement model, procurement forecasting with predictive analysis, real-time stock and supply systems, redefining remote procurement's work setup, procurement emphasis on relationship building. And then theme 3, procurement as a force for good, sustainable procurement as the norm instead of an add-on, inclusivity and diversity, shortage of qualified sustainable procurement professionals, and T-shaped procurement teams. We talked about T-shaped procurement.
Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
That's lovely. Why do people spend their time coming up with these lists?
Perhaps because of all the automation, they haven't got that much work to do, so they think I'll come up with a list.
What do they get out of it? Is it some bizarre perversion?
Yeah, could be.
Perhaps AI is generating all these lists.
In fact, we should ask ChatGPT to come up with a list of procurement lists.
Yeah, could we have the 13 most bestest procurement lists of stuff?
It doesn't really, nothing moves on, does it, really? And loads of people make a living out of predicting the future and things, and it's generally they don't get it right, do they? But it sounds good at the time.
Yes.
When we're at PW, and we've talked about this before, that when we were at PwC in the 90s, there were a partner who was a futurist within the business, and he went and talked to conferences and to clients about things that were going to happen in the future. And then that sort of died a bit of a death, doesn't it?
Mystic Dave, he was known as.
And I've noticed Mystic Dave's role is coming back. I'm starting to see, in various missives online and stuff, people talking about futurists again.
Yeah. Oh, look, I found another crap things that didn't happen. Online shopping will flop.
Yes. As it did.
Any more lists? Solar, what's this? Solar, oh no, too difficult. Too many words on this one.
No, I think that's...
That's all the lists. All of the lists.
Yeah.
They're all quite dull. But we hope that you've enjoyed listening to them here on Procurement Lists. Procurement says list. Procurement says no.
Listmania. Awesome, Rich.
Would that do as an episode, do you think?
I think so.
That's it for episode 15. We'll see you again soon.
With another set of lists, perhaps, or shall we move on to a different topic, Rich?
I think no more lists. No more lists.
Oh, I love doing lists. Cool. Oh, well done, mate. Super. I can go to the pub then and have some dinner. Anyway, we haven't mentioned on the podcast my stellar performance for GB.
Oh, no. How was your performance? What?
It was brilliant. It was perfect. It's one of the best races I've ever had. I was 14th in Europe in my age group at the European Championship.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
I was very pleased. Carrying a bit of an injury going into it, but I've hurt my back.
Ed, super fit. Oh, now he's knackered.
Yeah, I've got a sciatic issue.
By the age of 65, his knees won't work.
Yeah, I'll be lying in my bed, reminiscing about Procurement Says No.
When you used to be able to walk. Yeah, his feet collapsed and then his knees and his hips were shot by the age of 61.
My weakness is I like to have a curly whirly before I go to bed.
Ooh.
Every night. So
terrible.
Yeah, and you think, well, that's really, really awful. No, but I do train in the evening, so I get hungry after a bit of training. But is that really an issue? Because the calorie count won't be that high.
What was it? What's the calorie count? About like 100 or something?
90.
90, yeah.
90 calories. So
it turns out curly whirly is actually a health food.
Yeah. Yes. And the message of that is, folks,
eat more curly whirlies.